Sorry for that cutoff. My computer just stopped recording, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. So all we have to do is go over Friday's PA. So why did I long this day? Well, we have a Monday high of the week and a pretty large range. So that kind of classifies for a, you know, um, TJF kind of in a sense, right? When I go to the weekly chart, we have a series, just a very large expansion. And if you look here on this contract, we don't take this low out, but if I go to this one, we simply do. Right, so I don't know if I should consider that as SMT, but we do have this SMT here on the daily chart. So whenever you want to trade back into a range, what do we want to have there? Right, manipulation. So we expand back on the range. So we have the SMT as well, right, and the manipulation. So let's play the price here. Right, and what can we target? Simply the previous day's high or this high as well. So when I go to the lower time frame, I see price immediately expands away. Now this is very specific when the previous day manipulates but doesn't expand yet, right? So this is when we expect early on in the day to expand, right? So if we go down to the 4 hour, it's simply if I want to get to these failure swings, then I want to be trading away from some relevant level, right? So if the daily low isn't a relevant level, then we need to form a relevant level above the daily open, right? So my first trade actually, this is the same trade as AM that you took, but it's within this 6 a.m. expansion candle, right? Aligning expansion candles, right? That's the main focus of my model. We have the the daily candle obviously supports expansion, very small wick, expanding away already, eliminating the possibility to kind of form that bearish expansion candle. And we also see that this candle also supports expansion. We have the previous candle kind of running out this candle's low. So we have a candle 2 here, candle 3 expansion. Now, when I open up before 9:30, because we don't have 8:30 news, I don't believe. Right? Friday, yeah, we don't have 8:30 news, so don't have to worry about that. I'm really focused on the driver. I can't really trust anything within here to trade away from at 9:30, so I was really looking for 9:30 to create that. Maybe sweep out this low to go higher, right? Because if I want to go higher, I need to be trading away from some relevant level to get there, right? And I can't trade lower because I don't consider any of this relevant besides these highs, and I wouldn't frame a reversal off of these highs because at that point we just have failure swings, right? And there'd be a reason to return back to that level, right? This is something I talked about in the previous part 1 video, right? So you see all these little failure swings, they're just not great levels to trade away from, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm waiting for 9:30 to do that. Do something, give me something here. So again, it's doing that weird glitch, so let me go back. So here's 9:30 candle, the 9 o'clock candle, and if we check the correlated asset, YM, what do we see? We run out the session lows. So this is exactly what I was hoping for and looking for. Something like this at around a driver, right? And again, if you have an assumed low of day prior to a driver, we want that driver to expand away. So I'm trading with this candle 2, right? Assuming that this little manipulation, right, SMT, is creating the low of this 9 o'clock candle. So I'm trading away from a 4-hour expansion candle, a daily expansion candle, and an hourly expansion candle. What I assume to be an hourly expansion candle, right? And I'm targeting the previous day's high. So what does my trade look like? Here's 9:30. Again, really sorry for all these ugly ass drawings. They're just so I can go over stuff quickly. But once we close below here, I'm assuming this is the low of the 9 o'clock candle, simply. Right, so I can put my entry here, put my stop loss below here, right, and I could target way up here. Right, so my first TP was around 2R, and I was looking for objectives here and here, but as you see, I go break even obviously at this point, and price takes me out. So like a half win there is what I got out of that position. So not too mad about it. So I let this candle close here, this 9 o'clock candle go, now I need to like reevaluate myself, right? So again, I'm definitely not considering a bearish day because of how far we've traded, you know, away from this low again, which is manipulation. So you see this expansion away from manipulation. That's like a reversal signature, right? So I want to trade a 10 a.m. open, low, high close because now we're just engineering more buy side liquidity, as we see here, right? So this is like adding onto my narrative for continuation. So, you know, what could form the 10 a.m. low? So ideally, it's these opposing candles. Ideally, but that's not what happens. As you see, if I play the first 30 minutes of this candle, oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose my mind. So as you see, the first 30 minutes of this 4-hour candle, we open low, create a pretty large opposing run, right? We hold this SMT and we take out this little low here, right? So what we do is we actually fail to CSD. Sorry, we fail to CSD lower, and we're also opening low first on the 10 a.m. candle. Now this is a very large opposing run that doesn't really support expansion, but when it opens low and then creates the low of the candle early on in the candle, there's enough time within this candle to get from here to here. That's all I really care about, right? So when I drop lower, now we have a fractal model, right? We have a candle to closure. Now if we go to YM, what are we doing here? We do not take out the previous candle's low. So it's a two-stage SMT again, right? So these are the same things repeating, right? But mechanically, I don't have a fractal model over here, so I can't trade it. So I'm just going to refer to ES. Now, the reason why I traded ES, why not NQ? I know someone's asking me that probably, since it's the stronger asset technically, right? Well, on the 3-minute, we actually close above this opposing candle sooner. So if I play price, we close above right here. If I go to NQ, at this moment, we do not close above, right? So here's that SMT, by the way, right? And that's that 10 a.m. news, by the way. It's making an opposing run to the draw, and now we're creating an SMT, and now we're coming back, right? So like I said earlier, if you have an assumed low of day, you want it to either make an opposing run to the draw and then start to close through or trade back to that opening price and then close through it, or you want it to just expand away. But since we already expanded, right, that driver is making an opposing run. It's more likely to make an opposing run. So this is what we do, right? Now we get our fractal model, and now we're good to trade, right? I can assume that this is the 10 a.m. low of the candle, right? Like I said, we're opening low, creating SMT, the low of that 10 a.m. candle created from SMT. Now we're just closing through these opposing candles, and I can get my trade here for a very high R trade. And this is a really great Friday. I really like both of these trades that I took. And that was it for indices. Now, that's all I really got for you guys. I'm sorry for the low quality videos. Again, I don't know how to edit or nothing like that. My next video will be something more high quality. I will definitely make sure my next video is with a new setup, and I know how to edit and all that stuff. But I just wanted to put out a video for you guys for hitting 3K subscribers. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to learn more, you know where to find me. I got a link below if you guys want access to the market lens. If you want my executions, they're also in the bio. Of course, these are all taken live, posted on my Twitter, my Instagram. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.